Good evening, everyone. I normally go live about this time. I'm sorry I'm not going live tonight. I've got a real bad cough, as you know. I don't want to cough at you for 5 hours, but I thought I'd do this quick video because the PTS on the Division 2 goes live tomorrow. I'm hoping to be better to stream that for you and do a long stream and test out all these new changes that are coming that were announced the other day. But I'm seeing a lot of questions going about asking how do you preload the PTS? How do you play the PTS? So I just wanted to cover that in this video, but also go over what we can expect in the Division 2 PTS that goes live tomorrow. So, first things first, the number one thing that always pops up is, can I get access to the PTS if I play on Xbox or PlayStation? The answer is no, and then you normally complain about that as well, like why can't the PTS be on console? They've answered this numerous times in the past, and it's just the cost that it would basically cost them to get it onto console. They can put it on PC through their own platform. There's no cost to that. Whereas if they went on the Sony store, if they went on the Xbox store, there's going to be a cost to that. And it's just cost efficient by just doing it on PC. That doesn't mean that console players cannot play it though. If you do own the Division 2 on PC, I believe, you can log in to your Ubisoft Connect account and still download it, even if you don't have like an up-to-date character. I don't even think you need a character. But yeah, I am kind of assuming you would need to own the game on PC in order to play it. So if you are a console player but also own the game on PC, then you can get onto it. And they'll have like a character all set up for you. So it won't be like you've got to like grind through the whole game or anything like that. Everything will be available. You'll be able to test everything out. So to preload the PTS right now, all you got to do is log into your Ubisoft Connect. Here I am now on the main page, the news page. Well, in the top corner here, underneath all of your tabs, you've got games. Just go onto this. At the top, it shows the games you've got installed. But if you scroll down, you'll have My Games and go all the way to the Division 2. And right next to that will be the Division 2 PTS. This is where you want to preload it. So just click into that, and you see I've already preloaded it. It's not available to play right now, but I've got it installed and ready to go. And that's all you've got to do. Preload it, get it installed, and as soon as it goes live tomorrow, this preloaded will switch into play and you'll be able to play the PTS. So what can we expect in tomorrow's PTS? They went over it in the stream the other day. We did a little bit of a recap. I've got this sort of patch notes from that stream, which we'll go through now. And they will be doing some PTS patch notes tomorrow as the PTS goes live. So check all that in stream tomorrow. But here it is. Introducing Project Resolve, a comprehensive update for the Division 2, aimed at improving player experience and laying the groundwork for future content with your feedback in mind. Our focus is on enhancing the game's health and stability. Starting with a public test this week, following by another in January, we'll release the update in full alongside Year 5 Season 3 in February for all Division 2 players. From addressing thousands of bugs to enhancing PvP, we're leaving no stone unturned, and they're really not. I think some of these changes are great. So we've got PvE and PvP improvements. We've got a little bit of a roadmap there for the PTS. So I'm not sure what's going to be in the PTS tomorrow, because we've got phase 1 which goes live. It says quality of life fixes, balancing and PvP improvements, and then phase 2 in January will be changes based on phase 1 feedback. I imagine that will, it's going to include the Year 5 Season 3 gear, weapons and talents in that one in January. We are going to get the changes to Descent, Countdown and Summit though as well tomorrow. So I think pretty much everything here maybe. Doesn't mention global events though. But anyway, so some of the PvE improvements, global events, they're basically, I'm not going to read through all this. What I'm going to do is link this in the video description if you want to read through it word by word. But they're going to be changing all the global events apart from the one we love, Golden Bullet. They want them all to be as fun as Golden Bullet. So these changes are meant to make that happen. So it'll be interesting to see how they work. They're doing a change to projects as well. They say here, we have made a few changes in addition to completion conditions and rewards to make projects more interesting and worthwhile. The changes will affect the following projects: daily projects, weekly projects, including Invasion and weekly Legendary, Season Pass daily projects, daily and weekly Dark Zone and Conflict projects, weekly Descent and Summit projects. So what they said in the stream was they don't feel like when people log in, this is a priority, and they want the projects each day to be kind of your first port of call and a priority, and they're going to make them much more rewarding and a little bit less strenuous to do. Game modes, we are planning to introduce a talent rotation feature in Descent and shorten run lengths to expedite encounters with the Nemesis. We'll definitely give that a go in stream tomorrow. Summit fans can anticipate the resolution of the level 100 XP issue. Optimizations have been implemented in all 3 modes, Countdown, Descent, and Summit, leading to enhanced ability and performance overall. So that's good to hear. We still have a lot of countdown issues, I know that. So it'd be good if they could fix that crash on that final loot box you open. But we'll see. Expertise. Project Resolve makes expertise upgrades more easily attainable to ensure that the costs of upgrading are in proportion to the benefits gained. Our intention is to prioritize the player's time by implementing this change. It's going to be much better than it is now. Let's look at that. For to get a piece of gear or weapon all the way to maximum expertise is now going to cost 42 exotic components in total. So that's a huge reduction. I'm liking those changes. There's weapons balancing. The general buff balance pass aims to enhance the appeal of less popular weapons and make them more engaging for all agents. I think it's pretty much the same as the gear balancing as well. They did say there's like a huge list of everything that they're changing, and they were going to release that in some patch notes. That's not in this list here. So I'm hoping tomorrow they release that with the PTS patch notes so we can have a look at exactly every change they're doing. One of the biggest things I like, though, is the exotic weapons. Every weapon will now be able to have the 3rd attribute re-rolled. So you'll be able to put damage target out of cover on any weapon that you want. It's exotic, which is really good. New features. We have made several improvements to the inventory system. We have added a new menu called Tinkering. I can't wait to look at this tomorrow. It combines the features of optimization and recalibration into one convenient location. This menu, along with the expertise menu and the talent attribute library, now has a separate tab in the inventory that can be accessed from anywhere, reducing the need to return to the base of operations. We will also adjust the optimization cost to reduce expenses associated with upgrades. And additionally, we have introduced the option to directly send an item to the stash with a warning if the stash is full. Furthermore, we have implemented a feature that displays the stash item count when approaching it, eliminating the need to access it to check the inventory. So some nice little quality of life improvements there. They've got quality of life updates as well. We have made some significant changes to the loot crate system in the open world. I think this is a big one. So loot crates will now scale with the world difficulty. If you're in the open world and it's heroic, you'll get heroic loot, not purple loot. Additionally, we are introducing a new feature that allows players to instantly use an armor kit to replenish 25% armor with a 5-second cooldown. This is in addition to the existing functionality of holding the button to replenish 100%. So every 5 seconds, you could basically give yourself 25% armor by what that is saying. I like that. That's more for PvP, I'd say, but it looks like it's going to be PvE as well. They'll be implementing a cap on Shade Watch HP bonus. So every time you go up a Shade level, watch level, you get more health. And with recent sort of like XP glitches or exploits, people have gone into insane levels, and it kind of puts some at an advantage having, when you really do get those real high levels, I don't know, hundreds of thousands, you've got such a bonus health increases giving you an advantage. So they're capping that to 2,000 now. Once you reach watch level 2,000, you can still go higher than watch level 2,000, but you're not going to get that HP gain. To avoid duplicates that clutter the mod space needlessly, we want to make skill mods inventory management more efficient. So they've changed that now. Each bonus can only be owned once, and the value of the role updates when a better one is obtained by the player. I like they've done some work on mods there. We'll have a look at that tomorrow also. PvP improvements. So we're going to be doing some PvP over the PTS because it's something I think's needed adjusting for a long time. From a player like myself, I used to do PvP all the time on a Division 1. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Division 2, I've just not really enjoyed it at all, and for me it's mainly down to this status effects. So again, I'm not going to read all this. They're basically buffing conflict. It's going to be more balanced, and in conflict your watch level and your expertise isn't going to count. So a much more balanced conflict is going to be much more rewarding for your time spent in there. They're making a lot of changes to status effects to make it not as OP in PvP and giving you a lot more counters to status effects as well. So this is going to be a huge change. They're also looking at reworking talents and doing some PvP only adjustments to some talents. So if you think the St. Elmo's, for example, when you get the shock ammo in PvE, it's still going to give you the full mag of shock, but in PvP you're only going to have 50 bullets, I think they said. Then you can see the weapon talents that they are going to be working on there, the gear talents that they're going to be working on. They've got some work that they're doing on the Dark Zone as well. Now, I don't think there's too much. Basically, I'll read through this one. So Project Resolve introduces a more distinct contrast between invaded and uninvaded Dark Zones, allowing players to customize the intensity of their gameplay experience. Our goal is to increase accessibility to the Dark Zone for a wider audience, while also providing a dedicated space for those seeking a more intense experience. Here are the changes that agents can expect in a non-invaded DZ. The activation time for going rogue has been increased to 5 seconds from 0.75. The duration of the first rogue rank has been extended from 20 to 30 seconds, and players with the rogue status will be unable to switch loadouts or individual gear pieces for the duration of the rogue status. We also plan to forbid equipped items and loadouts from being changed while in the Dark Zone. Loadout switching and individual pieces of gear will be allowed only once per spawn. There's some fixes there, and then they end. So this is basically what we can expect in the PTS tomorrow. They say, we appreciate your input and will continue to incorporate it through Project Resolve and beyond. Stay informed with detailed patch notes and frequent updates on the PTS phases starting December 15th. Preload the PTS on December 14th, as we've already explained at the start of this video, to be ready for the action. Thank you for your support, and we look forward to seeing you in the game. I honestly can't wait for this one. I think the Division 2 has needed something like this for a long time. I think people should take comfort in the fact that they're putting this much effort into fixing the game and making all these quality of life improvements as well. So late in the game as well. Like, the game's been out for so long now. But the fact that they're doing all this can only mean good for the future, right? We've got a lot of content coming on the Division 2 in the lead up to the Division 3, including the DLC. And I believe they're just getting the game in a much more healthier state for all this content. I can't count the amount of times I hear, fix the game before you release new content. Every time new content's released, there's new bugs and stuff like that. So I'm hoping that all these changes are gonna mean a little bit more of a smoother experience in future updates for when we do get a hold of all the future content. We already know they've delayed the DLC now to 2025, and hopefully we do get some more content as well in the next year before that, as well as the usual stuff, but we'll see. Comments going live on this tomorrow. I will be live on the PTS as soon as I can be. We'll be testing all of this out. Make sure you tune into the stream tomorrow. I'm sorry again I can't stream tonight, but yeah, I'll be there tomorrow. I look forward to playing this with you all. Make sure you tune in. Hit like on this video, subscribe if you're new here today, come and check out our community if you're new today as well. Link down below, and thank you for watching. Until next time, have a great evening, take care, and peace out.